The statue that will be presented to the winner of this year's General Thomas P. Stafford Award today is a replica of the original statue created and designed by the famous sculptor Leonard McMurray. It is now my pleasure to announce and invite to the stage this year's recipient of the General Thomas P. Stafford Aerospace Award, Victor Bird. Please have a seat. I'm sure he's never going to let us forget the Top Gun music when he came up here. Since December 2002, Victor Bird has served as director of the Oklahoma Aeronautics Commission. He continually emphasizes the promotion of Oklahoma's aerospace industry. He has drafted numerous bills and constantly campaigns for legislation that improves the competitive advantage of Oklahoma aerospace. He is a key member of EDGE, the Economic Development Generating Excellence Aerospace team, where he provides advocacy for the aerospace businesses with state and federal government representatives in matters related to issues and infrastructure requirements that affect their ability to compete in the world market. He's championed the state's aviation education system by securing and awarding education funding to various key programs and flight academies. He is a strong supporter of Career Tech's Aerospace Industry Recruitment Partnership Program. Recognizing the aerospace sector is facing a critical shortage of engineering and technical talent, he championed the Aerospace Industry Engineer Workforce Bill that was passed and signed into law during the 2008 legislative session. The purpose of this groundbreaking legislation is to grow, retain, and attract an engineering workforce to support aerospace, Oklahoma's largest industrial sector. His leadership, personal involvement, and commitment have influenced the growth of Oklahoma's aerospace industry. His efforts have helped Oklahoma gain recognition as a nationwide aerospace leader, and we are privileged to present the second General Thomas P. Stafford Award to Victor Bird.
Okay, I just want to do this to worry the Lieutenant Governor. Well, I didn't know if I was really going to make it here. Carmine, your guys are great. Last night, I think the landing gear about came off of me, and they immediately took me in for a complete overhaul, and I'm better than ever. So thanks to Bruce and the guys, because this is kind of a true story. So I'm glad they were there. I am very honored and humbled by this, and it's very special. I've known Governor Askins for a long, long time. She knows a few stories about me, only misdemeanors, no felonies. And it just makes it very special. And I want to say this, we are all very fortunate to have someone in the state capitol that is always a champion of aviation and aerospace. She never meets a bill or never meets a cause with those words that she doesn't support. So, thank you. When I think about just to be mentioned in the same breath with the nominees that we heard here today, that in itself is an honor to me. I know all these gentlemen, and they are giants in this industry. Mike Young, you heard about from the Lieutenant Governor. Mike Young, Air Inc., Oklahoma, started in about 1994 with 8 employees. It now has over 300. He has led that during that just unparalleled growth. Former retired General Bowden, as you heard, was head of the Logistics Center. He has continued to give back to aviation education, has remained the leader even after he retired. Ben Robinson is also a retired general, but has had many distinguished former lives. He was not a recovering lawyer. How do you like that, Steve Hendrickson? So he doesn't have that in his repertoire. But AWACS commander, head of Boeing through some difficult times, but led Boeing here in Oklahoma, and now still giving back to his state and his country by being the leader and director in the Oklahoma Aerospace Institute insofar as education and training. Dr. Samore, flight safety, I think he could probably teach the Wright brothers a few things. And it's always in my speeches, and so I have to say it. I'm in Tulsa. American Airlines, the only airline that has not filed bankruptcy, the only airline that did not offload its pension obligations on the American taxpayer. It's turned its maintenance, repair, and overhaul base here, the largest commercial base in the world of that nature. It's turned it into not from a cost center to a profit center. Does anyone doubt for a moment that could have happened without the vision and fortitude of Carmine Romano? It wouldn't have, I can assure you. Now, General Stafford, I have gotten to know him. That's it's really one of the privileges of this job. He is a living legend. He is part of that rich legacy of Oklahoma aviation that's given rise to this tremendous industry. He is just an outstanding human being and still gives back after all he's done. The engineer workforce bill has been mentioned, but let me assure you, when you fire all your guns, young man. I learned that early on in my life. And when we were facing some difficulties, I called him, and he immediately went to the Capitol with me. That's how he is. He still wants his state to be the greatest state, and he believes we are the Aero state. We're very fortunate to have him as one of our favorite sons, and he is a living legend. Finally, it is a tribute. This is not really to Vic Bird. It's a tribute to our partners, and there are so many. It is about teamwork. Mayor Taylor mentioned it. It started with Governor Henry and the Aerospace Task Force and her leadership. There's been the Department of Commerce, so many, our education partners, Career Tech, Higher Ed, Common Education. We have the finest workforce in the world. It is second to none. That'd be impossible without our education assets, and they're all here to support aviation and aerospace. I lied a little bit. Now, finally. Behind every successful man is a darn good woman and usually 500 surprise classmates. But in my case, and there are probably 1,000, in my case, and Mayor Taylor's given me the, so I know, I've got a collar on and she's got the switch. She's always wanted to be in that position. In my case, it would have been impossible to do it without my massive staff. And they are all here today. And my staff, I'll put them up against anyone. And I'd ask if they would please stand. I'd just like to recognize them. And I even have a former staff person who's gone on to a very successful career, Erin Wright, who's now with Boeing. And she used to be with Kel Kelly and Spirit. I know this, Kel. They first played Top Gun for you. But thank you all very much. General Stafford calls me the Chief Air Evangelist. I like that title. So I say, let's keep on dreaming and let's keep the air evangelism tour flying. Thank you.